morning. Well, we've had 3 days of horrible weather, rain, grey skies. So now the sun's out, so we're going on another walk. And this time we're going to Queniborough and see where we'll go from there. Maybe we'll go to Barsby, South Crowston, Barkby Holt. Maybe we'll go to Systons Edgelands. We shall see. So here we are in Queniborough, and here is the Britannia. Brilliant pub. Been going here for 20 years. Could really call it our local. Still shut, mainly because of Leicester lockdown, but here's hoping it opens soon. And the walk proper starts just to the left of the Britannia, down a little lane called Mere Lane, and then out across the fields. So it's always worth stopping if you got to the top of this hill to look back at Queniborough. Beautiful view. We're looking over the Reek Valley, although there's that slight rise to go up before you drop into the Reek Valley proper. The valley we're in is probably caused by Queniborough Brook. So here we are at Decision Point. Down there, the village of Barkby, and then round to what I call Systons Edgelands, where the footpath and the town intermingle. And up there, Barkby Holt, South Crowston, Barsby, Gadsby, and back to Queniborough. That's the longer route. It's a lovely day. So that's the way we're going to do. So now we can do the obligatory route map. You see we're starting off in Queniborough and walking up towards Barkby, straight up the hill, cross that small road and down to this little lane here, where we had to make the decision to go either down there to Barkby or along here on the longer route to Barkby Holt. So we thought we'd carry on down that long route, which takes us across some fields to join this bridleway, which rapidly becomes a path going into Barkby Holt, where we turn sharp left to join the Ridgemere Lane, which is an ancient route, now a bridleway, across this minor road and then down this footpath to the village of South Crowston. Then up the steep hill in South Crowston past a rather nice pub, which will probably be shut, and then coming down this footpath which now goes past a natural burial site where we'll say hello to a dear old friend of ours who's buried there. Moving on to Barsby, little hamlet. 2 routes to Gadsby from here. We're going to take the slightly shorter route out across the fields and ultimately finding our way to the village of Gadsby, where we have been before and where there's that very nice pub which is probably still shut, and then from there we'll head back out again, mainly over fields but very pretty, back towards the village of Quenibra. Again, two routes we can take. We're going to take the route on the right, coming into a lane called Coppice Lane, which leads us back to more or less where we started. And then of course we'll walk back home. Here we are looking back over Charnwood, the hills of Bradgate Park in the distance. And here, stunning vista, but in the distance, solitary tower of Leicester. A view into the lockdown zone. Here we are at Barkby Holt, which is a little area of very dense, lush, ancient woodland. Absolutely beautiful. So let's go in. So we're pretty high here, a lovely view down to South Crowston, which is where we're headed next. I think the sky today is absolutely glorious, and that view never fails to impress me. South Crowston. So here we have the Golden Fleece Gastro Pub, good selection of beers, nice beer garden out the back. Lovely place to stop on a long hot walk like today, but it's shut, so we'll just have to struggle up that hill with no sustenance whatsoever. So here we are at the South Crowston Natural Burial Ground, saying hello to our friend Ita, who died a few years ago and who was a good friend and still missed. So we're going to stop and have a rest here, surrounded by natural beauty. Close by, one of my patients is buried, along with his wife. So we'll sit down amongst old friends, have a coffee, and then get back on the road. So, that's Barsby, which is where we're heading next. And then we'll be walking over to Gadsby, which is that church just there, and then we'll keep on walking in that direction to Queniborough, which is behind that hill. Barsby welcomes careful drivers. Or do they mean drovers? So this is Gadsby Brook, and we're going to be basically following this all the way back to Queniborough. But first a quick detour to Gadsby to pick up the footpath back to Queniborough. So this approach to Gadsby is marked by this lovely avenue of trees. Looks like it must have been part of some stately home at some point. It's an absolutely stunning way to walk into Gadsby from this direction. The pub at the end, of course, is always a welcome relief, but it's still shut. Here we have a big nursery, which the footpath walks straight through. This lovely lake, which I'm sure is man-made, probably provides water for keeping the plants hydrated. But it's still lovely, with its fair share of wildlife. So here we are back at Queniborough, the end of Coppice Lane. So we'll say goodbye. I realise I haven't said much on this walk, but I think we'll just let the beautiful scenery speak for itself. It's had a bit of a dreamlike quality for me, and that's with no beer. Beautiful walk, beautiful day. Hope to see you on the next one. Goodbye.